Hello everyone, back to English literature class. Today I am going to deal with chapter 8, a short Monsoon Diary written by Ruskin Bond. Before we look into the story, it's important to know about the author. Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an Indian author of British descent. He was born on 19th May 1934. He lives with an adopted family in Mussoorie, India. Ruskin Bond has written more than 100 children's storybooks. His stories always carry a message for the children. He has won various awards for his unique work like Sahitya Academy Award. He also has a vast variety of verses and small novels. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. Before we read the chapter, A Short Monsoon Diary, let's know what is a diary. A diary is a record of personal experiences or events that occurs in one's life. It is written day after day over a long period of time. This lesson is an extract taken from a few pages of Bond's personal diary. Let us now look into the diary entry made by Bond in the month of June to March. The entry dated June 24th describes the first monsoon mist which wraps the hills in silence. It has a mystical quality. The author can hear a person named Baiju calling for his sister, but he is not visible because of the mist around him. On 25th June, Bond reports on the weather again. It rains in the hills around the year. However, Bond tells us how to distinguish the monsoon rain from the cold rain, which falls during the rest of the year. The monsoon rain is warm and humid. The plants too sense the arrival of the monsoons in the hills. The first cobra lily is raising its head from the ferns. The mist had hurdled a night, like hush the previous day. Now it seems to offer a kind of privacy to the author. Bond describes the hill station and valley as a paradise. That was in reply to a schoolboy's question. The diary entry dated June 27 introduces a slight change in the tone of the narration. The hush of the misty monsoon is broken by animals, which do not usually show up at other times of the year. Leopard attacks on domestic animals become a regular occurrence. Besides, the author is pestered by leeches sucking his blood. Even the leafy trees cannot hide the scarlet minuets. They are so many in number. The aggressive drongos chase them away. Birds and tree creepers feast on the abundance of insects during the rainy season. On 2nd August, the winter reports the steady rhythm of the rain. This rhythm of rain is very unobstructive. It allows you to stay away or fall asleep as you may wish. The sound of the rain on the corrugated tin roof helps the winter read. He does not get wet in the rain, but can feel it around him in his room as so. On August 3rd, Bond records a time when rain stops temporarily. Sunlight illuminates the scenes from daily life. A woman started chopping up sticks. A crow shakes the raindrops from his feathers, and sounds like tinkling of cowbells becoming audible again. The clear voice of the thrush fills the valley. On 12th August, The endless rain returns accompanied by the mist. The author no longer appreciates the rain as before. He is tired of being confined to his room because of the rain. The only saving grace is that the rain still retains its monsoon warmth. Bond records the growth of late monsoon flowers like the wild balsam, dahlias, begonias, and ground orchids. The diary entry on 31st August declares the end of monsoons, and an abundance of flowers and lush green growth fills the hills. Animals like snakes and rodents resurface from their holes and burrows because the holes is being filled with water. The children are amused by the shrew who blindly bowls around the room. Their grandmother calls shrew Chuchundar and stops them from killing it. She says that Chuchundar brings good luck. The author too mischievously wonders if the shrew has something to do with the check he receives in the mail. Here's a question for you. Do you think the children should have killed the shrew if it had no association with good luck? Think over this question. Now let's again continue with Bond's diary. On October 3rd, the winter records the transition from monsoon to winter rains. He mentions snow at high altitudes and evening hailstorms. The hills are often beautifully touched with golden light in spite of a bad weather. The diary entry on 26 January is in the form of a poem. The writer has experienced his life in the season of monsoon, and he is engulfed in a spell of darkness and loneliness, which is being described in the lines of the poem. Let's enjoy. Winter reigns in the hills, in the hushed silence of the house, when I am quite alone and my friend who was here has gone. It is very lonely, very quiet, as I sit in a liquid silence, a silence within. Surrounded by the rhythm of rain, the steady drift of water on leaves, on lemons, on roofs, drumming on drenched dahlias and window panes. While the mist holds the house in a dark case, as I pause near a window, the rain stops and starts again. The trees, no longer green but grey, menace me with their loneliness. The last entry is on 23rd March, when hailstorms spell the end of winter. Bond can see a rain forming as he writes, signifying that there is a hope and joy yet in the lap of nature. This diary entry tells us how Ruskin Bond have enjoyed his life to the fullest, enjoying little things around him, noting it down and enjoying it. This is how Bond creates his unique world of writing. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.